everybody, and welcome to Quillpen's Quips Knitting and More podcast. This is episode 10. I am Betsy, and I am also Quillpen on Instagram and Ravelry, and there's a Quillpen's Quips podcast on Instagram that you can follow, and there's a Quillpen's Quips Knitting and More Ravelry group that you can join. And my blog is www.quillpensquips.com. And that will take you to the blog, which has all of the show notes for this episode as well as any previous episodes. And I invite you all to check that out. So thank you so much. If you are a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. And if you're a brand new viewer, thanks for checking me out. And I hope you enjoy what you see. This is a podcast about lots of fiber related things, knitting and designing, and my life as a mom and as someone who is hard of hearing that uses sign language on a daily basis. We pull some of that into the podcast as well. So that's what you have to look forward to. So for those of you that have been watching for a while, I got my hair cut. I get my hair cut very rarely these days. We were supposed to have family pictures done over the weekend. And so I scheduled a haircut so that, on the same day as the pictures to guarantee that my hair would look good for the pictures. And then by the time I got home from my hair appointment, the weather had changed quite drastically into a very windy day. And so we ended up rescheduling pictures. And so that is why my hair is shorter, and hopefully I'll be able to make it look good all on my own for our family pictures next weekend. But that's kind of all of my big news from the week. Did the supermoon affect anybody else? I feel like it probably seriously affected my children. We've just had a rough couple of weeks with meltdowns and temper tantrums and the 2-year-old just pushing every boundary that he knows is there. Granted, we've also changed the schedule a lot with my husband coaching basketball. He's not home as much, and that's hard on the 2-year-old and me. But I don't know. Hopefully the effects of the supermoon make their way onward, and we can all get back to normal, happy life. But let's get on to some knitting. All right, I don't have a whole lot to show you for stuff that's finished. I did finish things, but I can't show them to you. But first of all, I made the pictures that we were getting done were part family, part maternity. And with each of my kids, we have some sort of initialized toy with their initials. We keep the name a secret until birth, but we always take pictures with their initial things and then keep that picture hidden until they're born. And so the oldest has blocks, big chunky blocks with his initials. The second has a train set with his initials. And so this one, I was using this book called Knit the Alphabet that I picked up at a book fair. And so I decided to knit his initials. And so I'm keeping the name a secret, so I can't show you the cute things, which is so sad because they really are adorable. But this is the Q. Sorry, see the sun again. I still haven't figured out a good daylight saving spot in my house for podcasting. We'll figure that out. This is the Q. I'm using up scraps from my stash. So kind of when one scrap finished, I picked up something else and moved on. So this is the Q. This is for our last name, Quillpen. So the first two initials I will show you after the baby is born. But they're super cute, and I decided not to stuff them, just keep them flat. So because of that, I did modify some of the especially the other two letters, I modified how they were done, because I feel like sometimes with the cute small things, it's actually difficult because you're dealing with seaming and Kitchener and casting on and binding off and, you know, doing all these random things to be able to make it cutesy in the right shape. And there's a lot of sewing. There's more sewing than knitting involved. And I'm not a sewer, I'm a knitter. So once I did this one, I kind of realized, oh, all of their format is so that you can stuff it correctly, and I'm not going to stuff it. I did modify the other two to make it a little easier to just knit it without all the extra stuff. So that's my cue. And then I also have been doing a design project that is just about done. I think I have to do a little bit more. I just have to double check some of the math, and then I'll be ready to finish it up and bind it off, and that'll be done. But I don't want to show that to you yet either. So that is about to be off my needles. Technically, it's still on. And then what is currently on my needles, I left it on the other side of the room. Let me go get it. Hold that thought. All right. This is just the very beginning of a cowl. My cowl, actually, the It Is Well cowl. It's the It Is Well cowl on Ravelry, Betsy Quillpen Designs. And I'm just getting started. This was actually a request from my dad. He is a hunter, and so he requested me to make him my cowl in camo colored yarn for hunting. So I couldn't really find good camo colored yarn at the time. So what I did is I just got 2 different skeins of yarn. This one is, they're both Quince and Company. Make sure I get this right. Okay, so this one is green. It's kind of an olivey green. This is Quince and Company in their Phoebe weight, their Phoebe line in the Earth colorway. And then this one is Quince in the Finch line in the Bark colorway. So these are 2 different bases, which was sort of intentional because I'm holding them double. It creates closer to the weight that I wanted for his cowl. So, I've just gotten the very edge done. So that is currently on my needles. I don't think it's going to take me very long. So hopefully I can get that finished for him soon, because, oh, and look, you have to see the cute little yarn bowl that this is being housed in right now. This cute little sheep, and then its tail is where you pull the yarn out from. Isn't that cute? I love fun little yarn bowls. I have to get it done soon, hopefully, because this weekend, starting on Thursday, which is Thanksgiving, is the Gilmore Girls Mystery Knit-Along that I'm so excited about. And the yarn for it came from Knitted Wit. So we have this. This is, Erin, I need to hold it further back because of the sun. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. Aspen Forest. Isn't that so pretty? Pretty, pretty. And then it came, so there's 2 skeins of that. And then it came with these 4, what she calls her giant jaw breakers. This one is Golden Delicious. It has that kind of yellow, green, appley color. This one is Wild Orchid. It's a pinky purple. This one is X's Flannel Shirt. It's more of a, the light's just not good. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to really have to figure this out. A red, like a burgundy almost. And then this one, which is Glazed Over Carrots. And it's a nice bright orange. So it'll be those 4 colorways with this. So the first clue comes out on Thanksgiving Day, then the next on Friday, then Saturday, and then Sunday. So I'm very excited about that. Looking forward to it. There's a group on Ravelry. The kits are no longer available. There will be more for shipping at a later date, but there's a group on Ravelry, and there's lots of suggestions if you're coming in now. Ideas in there for different other yarns to use if you missed out on the kit. But I'm really excited about that. That should be super fun and a fun way to spend the weekend. I do have a little bit of stash enhancement to show you. This last weekend we had a trunk show at our local yarn shop, and we had the designer Sandy Peters, and then we had Molly Girl Yarns. And so she has this line that glows in a black light, which, if you've been watching since my early episodes, I have a thing for black light yarn because my husband and I used to go midnight bowling and color pin bowling, which maybe one day when our kids are grown, we will again go, and I can sport all of my glow under black light knitted attire. So this is what I got. This is in her fingering. It's her fingering line, and this colorway is Little Black Dress, just nice and black. This is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and this is the same line in Dance Rascal Dance, and it's just so fun. I wish the colors were coming up because of the sun, but they're not. They're kind of being overexposed, but there's just so many bright neon fun colors in here that I'm really excited. Then they also had this from Sandy Peters, who designed this, and actually there's the name, Sandy Peters, and this hat, this flower petal hat, and so they had ready-made kits for this, and it has the same yarn, the Little Black Dress and the Dance Rascal Dance, along with, let's see what this is, Alive for the First Time is this bright pink. So they made little kits. So this sort of matches whatever I'm gonna make with this. So I got that too because it's kind of matching set, and that'll be fun. So those are a little bit of my stash enhancement. So off my needles was the letters. On my needles is the design project and the cowl. Will be on my needles is the Gilmore Girls. So I think we're ready to move on. That brings us to reading and watching. Reading, we are in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe for book club, the classic book club that I'm in. We kind of read a lot of heavy stuff, so we were lightening it up for the end of the year. And so we finished Little Prince, had a good discussion about that, and then this month will be The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And I've read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe probably at least half a dozen times, if not more. I've read every book in the Chronicles of Narnia series at least once. And then those popular ones I've read half a dozen times or more. But some people haven't read it. My mom is in the book club too, and she hasn't read any of the Chronicles of Narnia. So it's fun to kind of be alongside her as she's first experiencing the story for the first time, which to me has become so sort of rote and expected. So I'm looking forward to that, and my mom and I have agreed that we're gonna go ahead and read all of the series together, especially in the new year. And we discovered that basically there's a few different ways you can read it, and I've always read them in order of publication, which is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, then Prince Caspian, then Voyage of the Dawn Treader, then The Silver Chair, etc., etc. But I think this time, obviously I'll read Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe for book club. But then I think I'm going to read it in order of chronological order. which then goes back to The Magician's Nephew, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Horse and His Boy, then Prince Caspian, etc. So, because apparently C.S. Lewis didn't expect any of it to be popular, so he kind of wrote Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and then he wrote the next one, and then he kind of went, once it became so popular, then he went back and filled in some of the gaps with these other books. But he actually does slightly recommend reading them in chronological order, which I've never done. So I think I'm going to do that this time, and maybe it'll be a different experience. So, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and then I'm also trying to focus on my friend's book. I told him that I would have it done by the end of the year. So I'm trying to eliminate other reading distractions and focus on his book to finish by the end of the year. Because the end of the year is coming up. It's going to be here before I know it. And then watching, we're back into our big list. We've caught up on Arrow. We are back to Arrow that's airing on TV as it goes. So that's giving us some time to catch up on everything else that we put on hibernation. So, unfortunately, everything is currently on break until January or about to be on break till January. So that'll give us some time to catch up. But so we've been catching up on Blacklist, Pitch, This Is Us, Once, Lucifer, Hell's Kitchen, all of that. And then I'm still watching Gilmore Girls. I think I'm in season 4 or 5 now. She's safely at Yale. Lives with Jason Stiles. I'm not a Jason Stiles fan at all. The only redeeming quality about Jason Stiles is the episode with his dog, where the dog moves a little to the left and can turn around and then move a little to the left. That's my favorite part. It cracks me up every time. But I'm past that episode. So there's really no more redeeming qualities about Jason until we get past him. But I think I'll finish all of the seasons before the new one comes out on Friday. So that's that. And then I just saw on December 1st comes out the next season of the Great British Baking Show. Is that what it's called? How about, I am a fan, but I can't remember what it's called. But I loved the first season. And so I'm super excited to have that coming out. And that's going to be my husband never got into that. So that'll be another one of the shows I can watch by myself when he's at basketball and stuff, or when the boys are napping. So I'm really excited about that. I got very excited when I saw that preview or commercial come out. But speaking of commercials, can we talk about how much we love the Hershey's handbell commercial? And then it's like at the end when it like rings, and it's like we looked it up. That commercial originally aired in 1989. Was when it first came out, and it has aired every year since, and it is still going strong, and it's still the best. It is such a classic Christmas commercial. I love it, and I don't see any reason for them to redo it. I can see why they're not redoing it or really updating it. It serves its purpose. It was brilliant in its time. It still is. It's cute. It's memorable. I love it. So I've loved all the holiday watching now, because we get to see the cute little Hershey's Kisses handbell commercial. I love it. Okay, well, that's all for that. So let's move on. Next is signs. And so this week, because of Thanksgiving, I'm going to focus on Thanksgiving signs and holiday signs. I did open up a thread in the Ravelry group, Quillpens, Quips, Knitting, and More on Ravelry. Please join and comment on the sign language thread with any ideas of signs that you want to know. We've had a couple people comment, and they have some great suggestions, so I will be adding those in to future podcasts. So look for that. But for this week, we're going to focus on Thanksgiving. And so the first is holiday, the sign for holiday. This is also similar to vacation. I'm going on a holiday kind of a thought process, but just kind of where you're just kicking back and relaxed. Holiday. So it's your 5 hands. Your thumb is basically right at your armpit. Holiday. Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. This is a sign for thank you. Just a one-handed, I'm sorry about if there's a sun glare. Thank you. Just a open palm from touching your chin out. Thank you. Thank you very much. Tends to be, if you're emphasizing it, do 2 hands. And so Thanksgiving is kind of a double layer. It's kind of combining thanks and give. So Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. Eat. We tend to eat on Thanksgiving. I think I've taught you that before because of my little boy who learned it. But anyways, eat. And turkey. This is for the thing that hangs down. I don't remember what it's called. But turkey. So turkey day, where we eat turkey, any of that. Pie. This is your open palm in front of you. Then this palm is cutting the slice of pie. And if we pair that with pumpkin that we learned with Halloween signs, we have pumpkin pie. Parade, the big Macy's Day Parade. So these are the floats of the people walking, parading down the street. Parade. So it's a 4-hand, your thumbs are in, 4-hand, one in front of the other. Your dominant hand, in my case my right hand, is in front. Parade. And football, my 2-year-old just kind of started figuring out how to sign football correctly. So he signs football. Now, that's an important thing on Thanksgiving to a lot of people. And then finally, we're going to do family, because often families are gathering, or your thoughts are with your family, or you have new friends become part of your family when you celebrate a meal together. So, family, it's an F hand. So this is sort of an initialized sign. Tips are kind of closest to you with your index finger and thumbs touching, and then you come around to a big circle, moving away from you, and your pinkies touch out here. Family. So, holiday, Thanksgiving, eat, turkey, pie, parade, football, and family. And that is the end of our podcast episode there. I feel like they're getting short. I don't know whether I'm just becoming more efficient in what I have to tell you or show you, or whether I just have less to tell you and show you right now. But I feel like they're getting shorter and shorter, so I hope that's okay. I know some people love the long ones that they can just kind of sit and veg and knit for a long, long time, or watch in multiple segments. And then I know some people like the short ones because they don't have a lot of time. So hopefully this is an okay time frame for you guys. I am so excited that cold weather is finally coming. I think partly because I'm pregnant and I'm just very, very hot all the time. But I've really enjoyed the cooler weather. And I used to be a stickler about no Christmas after Thanksgiving. And in recent years, I have changed, and I am ready to jump right into Christmas spirit and just the hope and the kindness and just the fun that all of the Christmas spirit brings. So starting November 1st, we've been listening to Christmas music in the car and singing jingle bells around the house and drinking peppermint mochas and getting Christmas decorations out and ready. And the boys love to go to the stores to see Christmas trees and all the fun decorations that are out now. So we are fully embracing Christmas already. And hopefully soon we'll be able to decorate. I usually have to decorate when Andrew's home from break. So probably Thanksgiving break we'll be able to decorate. And get the tree up and the decorations out and get the Advent calendar out and start counting down to Christmas, and that'll be fun. It's been fun to see I thought last year was fun with Devlin kind of first realizing the excitement of Christmas, but he's realizing so much more this year. So it's fun to see Christmas through his eyes again. So that's all I have. So thank you for joining me, and don't forget to check out the Instagram. I'm Quillpen, or Quillpen's Quips podcast, and Ravelry, Quillpen's Quips Knitting and More group. I'm Quillpen on Ravelry too. You can find me and friend me. If you like and subscribe on YouTube, you'll get notifications whenever a new episode is posted. And follow the blog too, www.quillpensquips.com/blog will take you directly to the show notes. And I will see you next time. Happy Thanksgiving.